Good morning, everybody. My name is Kuga, your trainer today. I will be starting the session shortly, just giving a minute or so to allow agents who's trying to join the room. And then we will start, yeah? So I hope you guys can hear me and see my screen. We will start in a minute. Okay, I think we shall start. So once again, good morning to all the agents who's in the room today. My name is Kuga, your trainer today. I will be conducting this session, and what I've done is I've had this into two parts, right? So part one and part two. Reason being, part one is slightly heavy, and part two is as important as part one, because part two will be able to share with you what should you be doing next and so on. So look forward to see you tomorrow as well at 10 o'clock. So for this session might be slightly longer than tomorrow's session. So today's session, I would assume about 30 to 35 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Tomorrow's session may be about 15 to 20 minutes, really depending if there's any questions from the agents. Some agents are very quiet. Some agents, we have trainings that constantly nice questions, even just bubbly, being nice. And sometimes the session will be quite quiet, right? So really depending on the sessions today. So let's start. So our agenda today is to understand and manage your agent profile. All this why, how, and all these questions will be answered. And understand what's in the home, post and manage your listing, understand your listing performance inside, which is very, very important as well. So firstly, let's look at your manage your agent profile, right? Once you log in, you put in your agent, you go to your agentnet.propertyguru.com.my, key in your email address, your password, and then you will have your AgentNet. So why should you actually update your profile, right? Before going to show you where, I'm just going to let you know, as a consumer, right? Consumer, this is where agents go, right? So property seekers go and click on find agents, and then they will randomly, just look for agents and so on. So it is important for you to keep your profile updated, right? Reason being, for example, if you're buying something from any e-commerce website, and then next thing you do, you look at like the feedbacks, you look at the testimonials or anything written about the company, and then you will decide, oh, okay, let me just contact them and so on. So it is important, very much important, to keep your profile updated. So when I say that, don't get me wrong, right? You don't have to write a long essay. Tak payah. You don't have to write a long essay. So under your public profile here, let me put some laser point, right? Public profile here, you can see a little box. Like if you scroll down a bit, right, it'll be a little box. And then you key in your brief summary about yourself. Just write something about yourself. You don't have to write a long essay. It's not a storybook. Property seekers will come and read. As long you write something to it, something about yourself, your background, what are you doing, what's your interest, if there's testimonial, success story, and so on. So new agents will be like, hey Kuga, you know what, I'm new, so I don't have any testimonial, success story, and anything like that. So how? It's okay, right? It's okay to be new agents, right? We all start somewhere. So you can just say, hey, you know what, I'm new, I really look forward and eager. Previously I was working here and here, but real estate is something I'm passionate about. Look forward to be part of the journey to your first home or anything like that. So just write something, as long jangan leave it empty at all. Okay. So once you do that, so you will see, this is what is written. So you can even put bullet points, not necessarily an essay. You can just put a bullet point like this as well. Okay, so who do you think did better, person A or person B? You can use the chat box to answer. If there's no answer, obviously I will just answer on your behalf. Who do you think did better, person A or person B? Okay, obviously, person A did better, agent A, because he speaks about expert area, marketing management, investment, and all these things. But again, like I say, you don't have to write this long. You can even cut it to half if you have to. Person B, there's no background, no experience mentioned. Like I say, even you're new, it's okay to mention you're new. That's the experience. So you can speak about your previous experience also. And then unrelated information like children's school fee planning, retirement planning. This one all macam tak kena mengena kan dengan this thing. So try to avoid this. So this is how it's not, we don't encourage this kind of profile. So let's go and understand what's under home. So under home, okay, this is your dashboard. We will say you will see some announcement, right? If any initiative, or there's any new news, if there's any new enhancement, everything you receive through an email, EDM, SMS, and also there'll be a link through these announcements. You can just click and read through and understand more. So you look forward to announcements in here. You can read more to understand more. And then if you click at insights, right, you have like a overall statistic. Okay, you can see agent profile view, the last 1 year, the last few days, active listings, and all this. So all this, right, I won't go in depth. It's just to show you very briefly what is it about. Take your time. If you're new agents in the room today, just start playing with your AgentNet. You're not sure, so take your time. It's like buying a new handphone, right? Once you buy a new handphone, you won't get used to it until you macam betul-betul play with it, get used to it. So I always encourage agents to go in, look at one by one and see, right? So you see insights, and then you have this overall statistic, view last day, blah blah, and so on, right? This is just a overview. And then kat bawah sekali, at the footer there, you're able to see some content guidelines, right? Understand your advertising and content guidelines, right? So last week we have about thousands of listings that been suspended because they use some racist remark and so on. So understand what is the content guidelines. So we don't want any problem to occur, right? Suddenly your listing kena what do you call, deactivate ke, or all these things. So make sure you go through, especially if you're a new agent, you're not sure, and then if you want to know more about the renewal payments and all this, you can go on. So like I say, just go to the dashboard before you create a listing. Just play, get to know. Macam if you say like Facebook, you're new to Facebook, right? Just go, click there, click here, and see what's happening and understand how it works. And then slowly, once you're ready, you can post and manage your listing. So how to post and manage your listing? This is something I'm going to share. Here is where our property seekers go. Ini property seeker punya website. So they'll go here, they'll do a search, and then they'll do a search and then they'll find the listing. For you as an agent, right? So this is your dashboard. You click create listing. So once you click create listing, okay, you put in your location. So the moment you type in something, right, dia akan bagi macam directory yang ini. So this directory, you just choose if most of this apartment, flats, condominium will be stated in here, right? So once you click on here, and then automatically you pop up this screen. If you have a landed property, let's say you want to put Jalan Selesai 3/2 or things like that, then you just click add new property. Okay, usually landed tak ada di directory, so you just click add new property. If it's apartment, condominium, commercial ke apa, most of the thing will be in the directory. You just choose and then pick, and then it's easy. Lepas tu, You key in the other informations. Is it for sale, for rent, the pricing, the rooms, all this information. But what I want to focus slightly more on today, the more important part is your headline and description here. Okay, nampak tak? This headline and description. So I'm just going to spend slightly more time on here. So for headline, right, it's just one liner, satu sentence saja. So you need to put something very simple but powerful, right? And then, you can target a keyword with high search volume and a hint of something interesting. We are not allowed or we are forbidden to use more than one exclamation mark. So, kita tak boleh nak pakai more than one exclamation mark. So, only one. And then you can create fear of urgency if there is really a fear or urgency. Here's some sample. Right? I say, 3 minute walking distance to LRT Bukit Bintang, suitable for students, and then imagine coming home to blah, 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 make no mistake, call now, and so on. So this is a very simple, straightforward headline. So headlines appear in the beginning of the listing itself if you spotlight, which we will be speaking about spotlight and other things tomorrow. Some of you may not hear of spotlight, some of you already know what is spotlight, but we're going to speak about it tomorrow. Okay, so these are some of the sample. Remember point number 2, I said target a keyword with high search volume, right? So you can use this kind of platform. So KW Finder, Key Search, Google Keyword Planner, this is nothing got to do with Property Guru at all. This saja saya bagi sample. So I think KW Finder and Key Search have like a payment, but they have like how do I say, free trial and so on. So you nak share dengan kawan-kawan ke apa to subscribe, so that's cheaper, right? You can even do that. But try to venture it. Use the free trial to understand how does consumer looking at, because certain months, let's say sekarang kita baru habis raya, now we just finished raya, so what happens is like during this period, maybe the property search has lowered down. I mean, it's normal, right? Let's say December, so everybody in the holiday mode, everything's closed. So usually the how do I say, the traffic in the particular website, not only Property Guru, it could be anywhere, right? It's slightly lower than the usual months. So you get to understand, what's the key search, how does the trend happening using this. Right? It's very easy. Just go and have a look. Now, who do you think did better? Person A or person B? Walking distance to 6 shopping mall, rental fully covered, and home sweet home, person B. Okay. Obviously, person A did better because it's some simple and powerful and unique selling point. I also saw one headline the other day from one of our agent, pretty interesting, because he say, hey, no deposit, free legal fee, free installment for first year and all this thing. So this kind of thing, like, really interesting, especially if you have like first time buyer who can't afford deposit and all this thing, kan. This is definitely something interesting. So you have that kind of point, you can actually put that in your headlines also. So headlines, not necessarily you have to talk only about your property, how beautiful is your property and so on. You can even speak like things that we can't see, like all these legal fees, the 10%, all that you can put on your headlines. Okay. For person B, obviously, there's no content, they say home sweet home. Macam bazir je tempat ni. So, definitely can do better on the headlines. So, once you have entered the headline, next thing they will ask you is your description. Okay, description. So, description is where I need you to kind of spend a bit more time on it. So basically macam kita beli something from Lazada or Shopee, right? Even a simple t-shirt, we want to see description to it. What material is it? What's the size? Size S is what measurement? Size M is what measurement? And then is it from China or local? All these things. So similarly to our property listing, when a consumer go and read up, this is the things they look at also. So having a very powerful information in your description is kind of like a plus point. So first thing, what I've done here, I've break to this four, right? This is my way. Tapi kalau you have your own style on way that works for you, you think it's doing very well, go for it, right? No problem. Not necessarily you have to follow me. This is a suggestion sahaja. So first thing first, I'll speak about unit condition. So when I say unit condition, right, I can say about the furnishing, the view direction, fitting, and all these things. And then facilities such as swimming pool, number of car park, number of car parks, and then maybe they have gym, tennis court, and all that. And then amenities and then transportation, always recommend my agents to actually put a matrix to it. What is matrix, right? Macam contohnya amenities such as like the hospital, school, and all that, right? So you put like, 2 kilometers away to Sunway Putra Mall, 3 kilometers away to Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan so and so, 1 kilometer to Speedmart, and all these things. Transportation, not necessarily only your MRT and LRT. You can mention bus stop and also highways. You can say 300-meter exit to Federal Highway, and then 4 kilometers or 2 kilometers to Kesas Highway, all these things. So this is something we recommend also. And also kan, tak payah tulis macam karangan yang cantik-cantik. No need. Don't have to write flowery word or like saying that the moment you open your eyes the scenery is beautiful. No need. It's not like a storybook or anything like that. Keep it simple. Okay, contoh. This is very a good example. This is my headline: newly renovated kitchen and balcony, move-in condition. And then for my description, I started off: beautiful corner terrace unit for sale, blah blah blah. Very good marble flooring, newly refurbished swimming pool, gym, laundry room, and all these things. Right? So you just put your details of your property. Okay? Let's skip this. So in summary, we will just do point form. Like I said, no need to write a long essay. It's not a storybook. Just put in a point form. And then after that, list the area of amenities, branded appliances you have. Try to avoid symbols. Try to avoid indicate any preference of race and religion also. This might give trouble to your listing. Okay? Now, after kita dah masukkan headlines and description, when you click next, it will prompt you to masukkan your pictures. So, remember, right, 90% of the information transmitted to the human brain is visual. So, approximately 2 in 5 people respond positively when visuals are included. So, you have it here. So, okay, when you look at the property listing, right? When you go to the consumer website, first thing first, kita tengok gambarnya, lepas tu kita tengok price, and then we click, we look at the description and so on. So like the picture, the cover photo ni memang important sangat lah. Okay, so that's why I want you guys to spend some time on your cover photo. So tadi kita masukkan location, then the details including your headlines and description, right? Then it will prompt you media. Hey, masukkan media. So you click add photo, and then you click some photo. So some of the tips, okay, tips. Natural lighting, schedule the right time, okay? So highly recommend agents to maybe do about 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. natural lighting. And then if it's raining, obviously kalau natural lighting pun tak ada lah kan. So this will be then it will be like definitely better than you going for a night shoot, because you won't get as clear picture as your natural lighting. And then landscape compared to portrait. So landscape for real estate kan, portrait doesn't really work. And then less is more in bird's eye view. I'm going to show some sample so you have a view what I'm speaking about. On the left you can see macam natural lighting. Kalau we go in malam, right, the picture will be slightly different because of the yellow lightings or the lightings and so on. So if possible, capture on your natural lighting, kalau possible. And then landscape and portrait. Okay, as you can see, portrait ni just a little. So try to put landscape. Less is more. In the event kalau kita ada foresee this kind of situation on your right, don't have to upload this picture lah. Sebab even if I'm looking at this picture, I don't know which part of the room or which part of the house is this place. So it's kind of confusing. So if you're going to someone's house to snap picture, maybe boleh kita give them a head. I'm coming lah hari ni on or hari Sabtu this time. Boleh tak tolong macam try to clean up a bit, because cleaner picture, there's more lit than messy picture obviously kan. So try to avoid this. Even you have that picture, tak payah upload lah. Bird's eye view, not all the property you can have this kind of picture, I understand. So if you have opportunity to have bird eye view, good also. So you can just showcase or ask the developer your pictures and so on. And then this one is not like a big issue or anything. As you can see, the first photo slightly sengit. Okay, so try to move your arm atas bawah instead of tilting the phone, and make sure the pictures are straight. It's not like a major problem or anything like that. Just that it can be better. So that's all. And then since especially these days bilik-bilik ni kecil sangat, so to snap one nice picture, so it's very difficult to get the proper angle. So you can use multiple angles. Sebab kita boleh upload so many pictures kan. So you can use multiple angle to snap picture. And this one quite important also. So avoid photographing people in the photo. So if you don't take a picture with someone in the frame, kalau boleh minta permission, ask permission. Otherwise, you just like pixel them out and so on, especially like swimming pool, gyms and so on. So try to avoid having other people inside your photo without the permission. So lepas kita upload all that, just say, okay, thank you. And you have your quality score about 90%, 98%. If you had another picture, you can get 100 and so on. But to reach 100 is no problem at all. So don't worry. It's not a rocket science or anything like that. Okay. So even 95% is already good. Just to show how complete is your listing. So just, once you have that, you just post. Okay. And then your listing is ready. So once your listing is ready, right? Kita sudah create a listing, we posted a listing. Now we are waiting for someone to contact us. Say that, hey, I saw your listing, kind of like it. Let's talk more about it. Or when are you free to bring me to see the house and so on. Right. Before that process, hoping, siapa-siapa want to contact me, we need to understand how is our listing performing. Is our listing clear enough tak untuk property seeker? Macam is it visible enough for our property seekers to see? So for example, right, today you go to Lazada and then you put a digital mouse or anything like that. So you will just scroll page 1, maybe page 2, page 3, and then until certain page you give up because there's too much, right? So you just will look at the first few pages, for example. So that's why when you creating a listing also, you need to make sure that your listing is high enough for property seeker to actually look at your listing. So how to know is your listing performing okay ke tak? This is how. After, listen properly ya. After you create your listing, selepas you create your listing, after 24 hours, you will start generating some numbers, information, insights, whatever we call it. We call it the listing performance insight, right? For your listing. You can start seeing some green color lines here and then some numbers here. You can see details and so on. So in order to see how is your listing performing, right, you can either click here, number 1, or click here, see details, or click performance, the 3 dots here, click performance report. All this will just lead you to one particular awesome report. Okay, this long report. I know it's a bit small. You can't see it now from your screen. Don't worry. The same screenshot have in our help article, you can go and look at it. So what I've done, I've cropped it to little small pieces to show you, but this is how your reports in detail will look. Okay, let me just focus slightly more and show you how does the report looks like. Okay, so as you can see, right, it will tell you your listing information kat sini. You can download PDF if you want to, and then you can understand the listing performance inside. Okay, you can narrow down. First thing, you can select whether kita nak tengok the last 7 days ke the last 30 days. So obviously, if it's just day 1 or day 2, your graph may be this short, right? So the longer it is, that means you get more information. So let's say kita select 7 days, and then number 2 here, it shows that where your views. Okay, I know it's a bit small. Don't worry, you can't see. But let me just explain. You just need to listen to it now, right? So we have views, we have leads, we have impression, and so on. It's just a breakdown of certain things you do, like spotlight or repost and things like that, which we will talk about it tomorrow. But what I want you to understand today is your impression and views. So let me tell you about impression. So for example, sini impression 177. Okay. What is impression? So impression tadi kita created Cherry Apartments, right? So Cherry Apartments I created, it appeared listing. So once I scroll, I nampak, okay, Cherry Apartment, but I didn't click. And I just scroll there, I go page number 2, page number 3, page number 4. So the moment someone saw like my Cherry Apartment in the search result itself, right? Tak semestinya they click. That means your impression, you increase your impression. So the moment I said that, banyak agents say, ayah aku gang. That means saya tak kisahlah berapa impression, apa yang I want to know is my views. I want to know people who click on me. Click on my listing to see my listing. That's what is important. Makes sense, but hello, if your impression is bad, how are you going to get views? Kalau your impression 3 saja, do you expect 10 people to click on your listing? No, cannot, right? So you want to make sure that your impression is high. The higher the impressions are, chances that your views will get high. Kalau 20 orang tengok saya, at least 5 people will like me, something like that. So you want to make sure that your listing ranked high enough so that the property seeker actually even realize, there's such a listing. Kalau your picture is good, the macam mana the harga is okay, for me, I can afford it, maybe I'll click on it. It's like that. So always focus on your impression, right? The higher the impressions are, chances your views will be better. Like how to be high in the rank, which we will be speaking about it tomorrow, right? And like I said, repost, spotlight, and all this, we will speak about it tomorrow. And then this is just the breakdown. Yang kuning ni just the breakdown. Okay, WhatsApp berapa orang, calls berapa orang yang click, if anyone message you, phone call and things. Okay, this is all breakdown. Take your time and look. Okay, there's so much information in here. And then if I scroll down sikit lagi, dia akan bagi saya price inside. Okay, historical price sale for the listing in the same project. What happened in September 2019, August 2019, harga ni for 3 bedroom is around this and this. So you just give them a breakdown, right, for you as well. And then competition summary. A random selection of your viewers are also looking at. People also view. Macam if you're buying something from Amazon ke anything, right? Kat bawah the share, people also buy this together with this, or also looking at this, right? Similar. And then spend summary. Macam your report data. Spend summary, credit overview, how much you have spent for this particular listing, and then view per credit, berapa kali you repost ke, and then you all this breakdown itemized. And then appendix ni just to explain to you what is it about, like a glossary. Macam belakang buku selalunya ada glossary, right? It's like that. So after you post a listing, please don't just leave it like that. Okay, it's good lepas kita post listing kita dapat banyak call, you know, we dapat so many leads. I'm very happy. But if you're not getting anything, always refer to your listing performance. Kenapa my listings mungkin, you know, oh I realise, let me go to consumer website and tengok, oh my listing page number 25 patutlah impression very low. Okay, I should repost or I should spotlight, which we'll be speaking about it tomorrow. So always look at your listing performance inside after 1 week, after, you know, few days, see how is it happening. So obviously after 1 day, not much information they will generate, okay? So the longer it is, and then the more information you can get. Sorry. So basically, in short, you know, the more impression, lepas tu, you know, will narrow down to views, and then that means siapa-siapa yang phone reveal and message, that means they're really interested in a particular property. What we want for you guys is to view, negotiate, and sign the contract. Okay, so we have come to the end of first session. So for tomorrow's session, what we'll be speaking is why should you repost, how and so on, spotlight your listing, feature agents, and making use of alternatives are school. Okay, so is there any questions? You guys have been very quiet, so I'm just going to stay online for a few minutes to answer if there's any questions from the end. Otherwise, we will speak again tomorrow, and look forward to see all of you all again. And then I will be continuing with the part 2 tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you so much and have a brilliant day. I'm going to stay online. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer it. Thank you, everybody.